Did you know that nearly 60% of Americans don't have a budget? And yet budgeting is the cornerstone of financial freedom. Today we're diving into a game-changing approach, zero-based budgeting, ZBB. Unlike traditional budgeting methods, ZBB doesn't just tell you to track your spending, it demands every dollar has a purpose. It's not about what you can't spend, it's about ensuring every dollar you do spend is bringing you closer to your dreams. Imagine ending every month knowing exactly where your money went, feeling in control and seeing your debts shrink and your savings grow. That's not just a dream, it's entirely possible with ZBB. This method isn't about restriction, it's about liberation. It's about making informed decisions that align with your personal and financial goals. Whether that's traveling the world, buying a home, or simply living without the constant stress of financial uncertainty. In this video, we'll break down the steps to create a zero-based budget, share the tools that can make it easier, and celebrate success stories of those who've turned their finances around. We'll also tackle the common pitfalls and how to avoid them, ensuring your path to financial freedom is clear and straightforward. So, if you're tired of wondering where your money goes each month, and you're ready to take control of your financial future, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and discover how zero-based budgeting can be the key to unlocking your financial freedom. Chapter 1. Introduction to Zero-Based Budgeting. Understanding the basics. Imagine starting every month with a clean slate. That's zero-based budgeting, ZBB, in a nutshell. Unlike traditional budgeting, where you might roll over funds from one category to another, ZBB requires you to allocate every dollar you earn to a specific purpose. By the end of the month, your income minus your expenditures should equal zero. This method ensures every dollar is working hard for you, not just lounging around in your bank account. Dave Ramsey, a proponent of ZBB, often says, "Every dollar has a name." This phrase captures the essence of ZBB. It's about intentionality. You're not just tracking where your money goes, you're actively directing it towards your goals. Whether it's saving for a dream vacation, paying off debt, or investing in your future, ZBB turns your financial aspirations into actionable plans. Now you might wonder, isn't it restrictive to allocate every single dollar? On the contrary, ZBB can be incredibly freeing. It gives you full control over your finances, allowing you to prioritize what truly matters. And here's a fun fact. According to a survey by US Bank, only 41% of Americans use the budget. By adopting ZBB, you're already stepping ahead of the majority, taking a proactive stance on your financial health. ZBB isn't a new concept. It's been around since the 1970s, initially used by businesses to optimize expenses and boost profitability. The cool part? What works for thriving businesses can work for your personal finances too. It's all about efficiency and making every dollar count. Chapter 2. The psychology behind spending and saving. How ZBB can change your mindset. The way we handle money is deeply rooted in our psychology. Our spending and saving habits are often driven by emotions, not just logic. This is where zero-based budgeting shines. It encourages a mindset shift from passive to active financial management. By assigning a job to every dollar, you become more mindful of your spending choices. Behavioral economists like Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize winner, have shown that people tend to value losses more than gains. This principle, known as loss aversion, explains why it can be so hard to save money. Every time you save, your brain might perceive it as a loss of spending power. However, ZBB reframes this perception. Savings and investments are seen as spending on your future self, which can make the process feel more rewarding and less like a loss. Another psychological aspect of ZBB is the concept of scarcity. When you allocate your funds at the beginning of the month, you're creating an artificial sense of scarcity. This can actually be a good thing. Research has shown that scarcity sharpens focus and improves decision-making. With ZBB, this means making more deliberate choices about where your money goes, leading to smarter spending and saving decisions. The success stories are numerous. For instance, a family managed to pay off $52,000 in debt in just 18 months using ZBB. Their secret? They treated debt repayment as a non-negotiable expense in their budget, just like rent or groceries. This not only transformed their finances, but also their outlook on what's possible. Chapter 3. Step-by-step guide to setting up your zero-based budget setting. Up a zero-based budget, ZBB, might seem daunting at first, but it's simpler than you think. Let's break it down into manageable steps. First, you need to know exactly how much money you have coming in every month. This includes your salary, any side hustles, and passive income streams. Next, list all your expenses. Start with the essentials like rent, utilities, and groceries. Don't forget about less obvious expenses such as yearly subscriptions or quarterly insurance payments. The goal is to account for every dollar. Now, allocate every incoming dollar to a specific expense or savings goal until you have $0 left unassigned. This might mean cutting back on non-essentials or finding creative ways to increase your income. A pro tip here is to use the envelope system for variable expenses like groceries. Once the cash in the envelope is gone, that's it until next month. This physical barrier can be incredibly effective in curbing overspending. Chapter 4. Tools and apps to simplify your zero-based budgeting process. In today's digital age, numerous tools and apps can make managing a zero-based budget easier and more efficient. For starters, apps like YNAB, You Need a Budget, are designed specifically for zero-based budgeting. YNAB's philosophy is to give every dollar a job, making it a perfect companion for ZBB enthusiasts. Another great tool is Mint. While not exclusively for ZBE, Mint allows you to create budgets, track expenses, and categorize spending, which can be easily adapted to a zero-based approach. For those who prefer something more straightforward, a simple spreadsheet can be just as effective. Excel and Google Sheets both offer templates specifically for budgeting, or you can create your own. The advantage of a spreadsheet is the total customization and control it offers. Don't overlook the power of a good old-fashioned notebook either. For some, the act of physically writing down expenses and income helps solidify the budgeting process and makes it feel more tangible. Remember, the best tool is the one you'll consistently use. Try out a few different options to see what works best for you. The goal is to make your zero-based budgeting process as seamless as possible, so you can focus more on achieving your financial goals and less on the nitty-gritty of budget management. These steps and tools are not just about spending less, they're about spending right. By taking control of your finances with a zero-based budget, you're not just saving money, you're paving the way to a richer life. Chapter 5. Common pitfalls to avoid in zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting, ZBB, is a powerful tool for managing your finances, but like any tool, it can be misused. Here are some common pitfalls to avoid. First, don't make your budget too rigid. Life is unpredictable, and your budget should be flexible enough to accommodate unexpected expenses without completely derailing your financial goals. For instance, if you encounter an emergency car repair, you should be able to adjust your budget categories without spiraling into debt. Another pitfall is underestimating expenses. It's crucial to be realistic about how much you spend, especially in categories like groceries or dining out. Tracking your expenses for a month before setting up your ZBB can help you create a more accurate budget. Overlooking small expenses is another common mistake. These little purchases can add up quickly and silently sabotage your budget. Remember, every dollar counts in ZBB, so track everything, even that morning coffee. Avoid the trap of neglecting savings and debt repayment. Your ZBB should include categories for emergency funds, retirement savings, and paying off debts. Treating these like monthly expenses ensures you're not just living for today, but planning for tomorrow as well. Lastly, not revisiting your budget regularly can lead to problems. Your financial situation and goals will evolve, so your budget should too. A monthly review allows you to adjust your allocations and keep your financial goals on track. Chapter 6. How to adjust your budget for unexpected expenses. Unexpected expenses are a part of life, and your zero-based budget needs to account for these surprises without causing stress or debt. Here's how. First, build an emergency fund. This should be a priority in your budgeting process. Start small if you have to, but aim for an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This fund will be your buffer against life's unpredictable moments. When an unexpected expense does occur, evaluate your budget to see where adjustments can be made. Perhaps you can cut back on discretionary spending, like dining out or subscriptions, for a month to cover the expense. The key is flexibility. Consider using a miscellaneous category in your budget. Allocate a small amount of your income to this category each month for expenses that don't fit anywhere else. If you don't use it, great. It can roll over to the next month or boost your savings. For larger, unexpected expenses that exceed your emergency fund or miscellaneous category, look at your budget to identify areas where you can temporarily reduce spending. Maybe you put a hold on extra debt payments or pause saving for a vacation. Lastly, if unexpected expenses become a pattern rather than an exception, it's time to revisit and adjust your budget. Regularly facing unexpected car repairs, it might be time to create a dedicated savings category for vehicle maintenance. Adjusting your budget for unexpected expenses keeps you in control of your finances rather than letting surprises derail your financial goals. Remember, flexibility and adaptability are your best tools in maintaining a zero-based budget that works for you in the long term. Chapter 7. Comparing zero-based budgeting to traditional budgeting methods. Zero-based budgeting stands out from traditional budgeting methods in several key ways. Traditional budgeting often involves setting aside a certain percentage of your income for various categories. In contrast, ZBB requires you to justify every dollar of expense, starting from zero, hence the name. One significant advantage of ZBB is its flexibility. Traditional budgets might allocate the same amount to each category every month, regardless of actual need or changing circumstances. ZBB, on the other hand, allows for monthly adjustments based on real-time financial situations, making it highly adaptable to life's ever-changing nature. However, ZBB can be more time-consuming than traditional methods, given the need to allocate every dollar anew each month and track expenses closely. For some, this detailed approach is empowering. For others, it may feel tedious. It's also worth noting that ZBB can lead to better financial awareness and discipline. By examining every expense, individuals often discover spending habits they weren't aware of and find opportunities to save that wouldn't be apparent with a more set-and-forget approach to budgeting. Ultimately, the choice between ZBB and traditional budgeting methods depends on personal preference, financial goals, and lifestyle. For those seeking a high degree of control and a method that adjusts to their life rather than the other way around, zero-based budgeting offers a compelling approach. Chapter 8. Tips for sticking to your zero-based budget long-term. Sticking to a zero-based budget, ZBB. Long-term requires more than just good intentions. Here are practical tips to keep you motivated and on track. Celebrate small wins. Achieving financial milestones, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. Paid off a credit card? Treat yourself within reason. These celebrations reinforce positive behavior. Stay flexible. Life changes and so will your budget. A flexible approach means you can adjust without derailing your financial goals. Remember, ZBB is a tool to serve you, not a rigid cage. Use visuals. Visual representations of your financial progress, like charts or graphs, can be incredibly motivating. Seeing the debt go down or savings go up provides a tangible sense of achievement. Involve your household. If you share financial responsibilities with a partner or family, involve them in the budgeting process. Shared goals and teamwork can make sticking to your budget easier and more enjoyable. Automate what you can. Automating savings or debt payments ensures they happen without needing regular attention. It's easier to stick to your budget when part of it runs itself. Regularly review and adjust your budget. Monthly reviews allow you to adapt to changes in your financial situation, keeping your budget relevant and effective. Keep learning. Financial education is a lifelong journey. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions that support your ZBB and financial goals. Chapter 9. Conclusion. The road to financial freedom with zero-based budgeting. Adopting zero-based budgeting is not just about managing your money. It's a transformative journey towards financial freedom. ZBB teaches you to make every dollar work for you, aligning your spending with your values and goals. Remember, the key to success with ZBB is not perfection but persistence. There will be challenges and setbacks, but each month offers a new opportunity to refine your budget and move closer to your financial goals. Financial freedom isn't a destination, it's a way of living. Zero-based budgeting is a powerful tool that can help you live that life, one budgeted dollar at a time. Whether you're paying down debt, saving for a dream vacation, or investing in your future, ZB can turn your financial goals into reality.